I'm Isis Romero, and this is the news in San Antonio. San Antonio police have arrested a man they say is behind a series of thefts. Police say the man targeted jewelry stores and pawn shops across the city. Meredith Haas shares more on the arrest.
San Antonio police say 38-year-old Michael Allen Loving is now in custody on 10 felony warrants tied to multiple jewelry thefts and robberies, which apparently spanned across multiple shops and pawn shops all over the city.
Over several years, he's been arrested 37 times.
Police say recent tips and investigative work led to Loving's arrest Tuesday.
Today, he was found with a sledgehammer and a rock. And that just goes to show that this is what he traditionally does.
Police also say Loving entered pawn shops and small jewelry stores and asked to try on jewelry before walking out with the items. His most recent offense being November 23rd, when police say Loving walked into an H-E-B jewelry store on Zarza Mora.
He goes to the store, he breaks the jewelry, he takes it, and he runs over somebody with his car while fleeing the scene, and he is later arrested running through neighborhoods naked.
Loving was arrested, then bonded out, but SAPD say Loving cut his ankle monitor off and was back at it. Loving's current charges include theft and robbery charges.
Our detectives want to reassure those business owners that we do have a suspect in custody and that we are working to add additional charges to this, because this is not something we take lightly. These are serious offenses.
Meredith Haas, KENS 5.
A former city staffer is facing charges after police say a threatening note was found. Investigators say District 9 Councilwoman Misty Spears was the target of the alleged threat. Zach Briggs reports.
He's 36-year-old Brian Naylor, who used to work for District 9 Councilwoman Misty Spears, but now Naylor faces potential prison time after being accused of making a terroristic threat against Spears. According to investigators, this goes back to December 11th, when a staff member at the District 9 field office found a note stuck underneath a desk belonging to the councilwoman's chief of staff. The affidavit says the note had a photo of Naylor on it and a message that said, "Die fascist." The staffer then reported it to other members of the team, the city's HR department, and Councilwoman Spears herself. Investigators say the note made Spears and her husband, quote, extremely fearful. Naylor's working for District 8 City Councilwoman Ivelisse Meza Gonzalez, but he is expected to be fired, according to an email sent to council offices by City Manager Eric Walsh. KENS 5 caught up with Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones, who called this an unfortunate incident.
Look, there's just no room for this, certainly not in our community, but also certainly not at City Hall. My goodness. So I'm very thankful that the individual was apprehended.
As for Naylor, he's bonded out of jail and he's not allowed to have any contact with members of the District 9 team. I'm Zach Briggs, KENS 5.
TxDOT has rejected San Antonio's appeal to keep the Rainbow Crosswalk in the city's Pride District downtown. Simone Simpson explains what comes next.
Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones was not surprised by TxDOT's rejection of the city's appeal to keep the Rainbow Crosswalk. The colors on the street may fade, but the city's voice will not.
It's not a surprise, right? I said very early on I was not optimistic about that, just because I know the intent here is frankly something other than public safety. We just got to deal with what we're dealing with at this point.
Dealing with the reality that the crosswalk must go.
We very much anticipated that would be the response, but I think the city made some good arguments.
Maria Salazar is the LGBTQ+ advisory board chair.
We will certainly continue to be visible and go forward with no shame.
District 1 Councilwoman Sue Kaur is ready for the next chapter.
We are going to paint the sidewalks one block south and one block north of the crosswalks right now in our flag colors, and we're finding a date to do that before we have to paint over the crosswalk.
We've got to pick our battles. We are a diverse and united community in other ways.
The mayor says no deadline has been given on when the crosswalk would have to be removed, but said that the city would move expeditiously to comply. Reporting from downtown, Simone Simpson, KENS 5.
Many of us decorate our homes for the holidays, but one family is now challenging an HOA violation over claims their lights are too bright. Mikey Menace has the story.
To me, when you think about Griswold, maybe you would think that it's overdone, which mine is not.
Instead of enjoying their Christmas light display, the Gathright family is in a clash with their HOA.
We're being harassed with people coming by, taking pictures, and we are receiving violations and threats of being fined $2,500 for them.
After putting up their Christmas lights, the Gathright say Mountain Lodge HOA sent them a violation notice, telling them their Christmas spirit was shining too bright, noting the glare from their lights.
They don't produce glare, that they produce glow.
Ironically, the HOA has a decoration contest with 3 categories, one of them Griswold, telling residents to light up all of Mountain Lodge.
So on one hand, they're encouraging it, and on the other hand, they're trying to slap me with a $2,500 fine for doing it.
The Gathrights say this isn't their first clash with the HOA. The family feels because of previous legal action, they are being targeted.
We've actually had to seek legal counsel and are in the process of filing a lawsuit. And information that I've gotten from my lawyer is that this is intruding on my religious rights.
Texas Senate Bill 581, passed in 2021, protects homeowners' rights to display religious items on their property and restricts HOAs from restricting location, size, or materials unless there is a public safety threat.
And they're not intruding on anyone's property.
The Gathrights say they just want to be able to celebrate Christmas together.
I'd also like to go back and reflect on the movie, because in the movie, Clark Griswold, he was the hero. He's the family man who's trying to celebrate Christmas.
Mike Jimenez, KENS 5.
Now, we reached out to the Mountain Lodge HOA for comment. We're waiting to hear back. The Gathright family says they plan to keep their Christmas lights up while the dispute continues. Well, holiday magic came from above at Methodist Children's Hospital. Santa and his elves rappelled down the hospital windows, stopping by patient rooms to wave and smile. The visit is part of an effort to make the season brighter for children and families spending the holidays in the hospital. Methodist Children's Hospital serves families from across South Texas and provides specialized care for babies and children. And that's the news in San Antonio.